When Scott Rappaport was told, you must go to the Caribbean and cruise around looking for stories. Well, when Scott came back and told us what he found, that he in fact had found hell, we didn't believe him. Well, we should have.
Dear Deborah, I must admit, when you guys told me literally to go to hell, I was a bit confused on how to proceed. Fortunately, on the Caribbean island of Grand Cayman, the road to hell is paved with good directions.
We're in hell! Hell! Hell!
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are now entering the tiny town of hell, and you're now leaving the tiny town of hell. It's not a very big place.
Hell, how the hell are you doing? Hello! My name is Iwan Farrington. Go to hell! I am the devil.
Yes, it just wouldn't be hell without the devil.
You being a bad boy?
And make no mistake about it, 63-year-old Ivan Farrington is the genuine article.
I got horns, pitchfork, that's a tail.
Okay, so by now you're probably wondering, what's the deal with this devil stuff? And what would possess a 63-year-old adult to run around in his pajamas?
Do you want to see my pitchfork?
For Ivan Farrington, it all started back in 1985.
What the hell do you want?
When he opened a gift shop here in hell, a town named long ago for its eerie, ominous black rock formation.
Welcome to hell.
He says he first came up with the Satan shtick as a way of attracting tourists.
I'm doing it for business.
But as you can see, it's gone way beyond that.
Can I touch your horn?
Yes.
Still, when it comes to the job of promoting hell, he is a man possessed.
It's a hell of a job.
What kind of town is hell?
It's a hell of a town.
It must be hotter, that outfit.
Hotter than hell.
Yeah, some people say the hell jokes get a little old.
To hell with them.
And not everyone that comes here raves about the place.
You're getting to like this place.
Not really.
No. Go to hell.
Still, they come by the busload all year round to see the knife-wielding, shell-blowing, water-throwing womanizer cast his spell. You little devil.
Yes, there is no story we won't tell here, and that is Inside Edition for today. I'm
Going today.
The town of hell has been amazing its victims for years.
What the hell is this?
It's actually a petrified rock formation with a hellish appearance, but don't tell that to the devil.
Welcome back to hell. Thanks. But I suggest you try to behave yourself so one of these days you'll get to heaven, okay?
And you better not doubt this fiend because he's been around.
I raised a lot of hell in Charleston. I was a merchant marine for 19 years. Oh, hell of a place.
When you get to hell, you can go to the devil's hangout, buy a postcard, and tell your friends to go to hell.
Not as hot as I thought.
Where's heaven?
I thought hell would be a lot hotter than this.
We soon found out that even though he's the head demon, the devil can get a little tongue-tied.
I know you're going to have a hell of a flight. I know you're going to have a hell of a flight. I know you're going to holler. I know you're going to have a hell of a flight. Yeah, Jamaica always takes good care of you.
This may not be the real hell, but it surely is the best hell on earth.
There's a hell in Michigan and one in Norway, but their freeze is over. So this is the best hell on earth.
Whether you visit hell or the heavenly side of Grand Cayman.
Hell, excuse me, can you tell me how to go to hell? That's the way to go to hell?
Who would have thought a reporter would have trouble finding his way there?
Excuse me, can you tell me how to go to hell?
Oh, you're out of the way.
Huh?
You have to go back on that main there and go straight out and turn on your left.
Okay, that's how you go to hell?
Yeah.
Eventually, as people have been known to do, I found myself on the road to hell, a tiny town on Grand Cayman Island.
Excuse me, is this hell?
Yeah, this is hell, young man.
And if this is you-know-where, then is he you-know-who?
You're kind of the devil himself, huh?
Yeah, but I'm not much of a devil. I can't stand the heat and I'm allergic to smoke. So it's time for me to get the hell out of hell.
Ivan Farrington is a longtime resident of this area named for the underworld.
When they tell me to go to hell, I tell them I was raised there.
Why the name? Ivan says the town was diabolically dubbed partly because of the unusual limestone rock formations nearby that look like they've been through a hellfire. and partly because of a visiting British dignitary who was hunting birds here and had lousy aim.
He came behind here and shot at a bird and missed it and said, oh hell, and after that they start calling it hell.
It's been growing ever since. These days it has about 75 hellions and 5 businesses.
Right now we got a gas station, 3 gift shops and Club Inferno, which sell the coldest beer in hell.
If you're wondering, there isn't a church. The nearest one is appropriately the last stop before you get on the road to hell.
You can come in, hell is open, and welcome to hell.
Ivan owns one of the town's 3 gift shops. His is called the Devil's Hangout, which explains the costume if you were starting to wonder about him. He peddles everything from cups to glasses, from hats to hell sauce, which is hotter than you know what. The biggest seller? People want to send those postcards from hell.
Welcome to hell.
Thank you.
Have you been here before?
Never before.
And where you from?
I'm from California.
I raised a lot of hell in California.
Others come just to say they've been to here and back.
Not much of a devil, young lady. Can't stand the heat. Can't stand the heat and I'm allergic to smoke.
Oh.
So it's time for me to get the hell out of hell. And where you from?
I'm from New York
New York?
and New Jersey.
Well, welcome to this hell. A lot of people take New York as hell.
Oh, I'm in hell, and I'm enjoying it very much.
Ivan hopes once people have been through hell, they'll realize it's not such a bad place after all. And he's hoping the next time someone tells you to go to hell, you'll say, thanks, you know, I just might.
All right, but if you get a break, come back to this hell sometime.
You'll find t-shirts, hats, postcards, and Ivan the Devil, who tells you the story about hell.
Welcome to hell. One of our first commissioners from England, Commissioner Cardinal, he came behind you and shot at a bird and missed it and said, oh hell, and after that they start calling it hell.
Oh, you heard what the devil said. Come to Devil's Hangout and hang out with the devil.
Send a postcard from hell. Devil's Hangout.
T-shirts, hats, postcards, and Ivan the Devil, who tells you the story about hell.
Welcome to hell. One of our first commissioners from England, Commissioner Cardinal, he came behind you and shot at a bird and missed it and said, oh hell, and after that they start calling it hell.
Oh, you heard what the devil said. Come to Devil's Hangout and hang out with the devil.
Send a postcard from hell. Devil's Hangout.
News returns. Today is a time for gift giving, but it's also a national holiday. And what is there to do on this day off from work? CITV brings you the first in a series of places to see and things to do in the Cayman Islands.
Many have told CITV 33 that the best thing about having a town called Hell in the Cayman Islands is being able to tell someone to go to there without seeming rude. Actually, Hell got its name because of the rocks in the area that people feel resemble what their perception of Hell might be. When you get to Hell in West Bay, you meet the devil, which is natural in Hell. Actually, the devil is Mr. Ivan Farrington, who runs the Hell shop and provides a tour and explanations. The rocks are actually a bed of limestone and dolomite that has undergone extreme erosion. The limestone forms on the ocean floor due to the accumulation and consolidation of calcium carbonate-rich sands and shell fragments. Through time, part of the ocean floor is exposed, and as the rock sets in shallow water, it becomes covered with algae, which eats away at the limestone, removing the calcium. This leaves mostly dolomite and creates the pointy, pockmarked formations you see around the island, and especially in Hell. The black color is due to the algae stain. So, that's Hell. But the devil, Mr. Farrington, also takes you through a little Caymanian history. Old-time Caymanian cooking in a caboose, the national flower, Caymanian fruit trees, rope making, and more.
It's a rope that's made from a local thatch farm. Jamaica used to take a lot from us for their fish pots and salt water, actually to preserve it. It's made from these thatch farms here. Silver leaf thatch. Only place the world is found is in the Cayman Island. And you take those leaves and twist it together like this. Keep adding and twisting and adding and twisting till you get enough of this you call a strand.
I think it's a great spot. Everybody ought to visit here at least once.
There's been a lot of tourists coming here, going back to the ship and they go to, like in America and the States.
And you think that they have a lot of fun?
Yes, ma'am. It's a lot of fun. Tourists like to come around.
So hell isn't just a tourist spot. It's a chance to learn a little about old-time Cayman and have a little fun. For CITV 33 News, this is Karen Gustafson.
Export at one time. It's a rope that's made from a local thatch farm. Jamaica used to take a lot from us for their fish pots and salt water actually to preserve it. It's made from these thatch farms here. Silver leaf thatch. Only place in the world is found is in the Cayman Island. And you take those leaves and twist it together like this. Keep adding and twisting and adding and twisting till you get enough of this you call a strand. Use the lead in 25 fathoms length, so you'll run the 3 days out, they're 150 feet long. Yeah, you come on this side. Put your hand, wait like this. That can keep like I do make it come to pass, that'll hold it. You come out like that. And when he turn it, okay, you can turn it. Look, break this, young man? You look to be a strong fella. Yep. Got a lot of protein in it, can actually take a place of meat and it don't give you no cancer. In the pond. If when the breeze is there, they will get these big wide rim hats and make their own breeze and blow the trash away. And off from the kitchen, you have a place which you call a cook room. And this would set in the cook room so it wouldn't smoke up the house of the kitchen. And you would get this real hard wood, put it on and set the fire. You could have more than one pot going one time, or you could have different size pots. And if you want to turn on the heat from under pot, you didn't have no knob to turn. Wondering how this whole place don't catch a fire. We got sand in the bottom so the bottom wouldn't catch, and you keep the flame for enough on the sides so the sides wouldn't catch. These older people had better sense than the one done very hardwood. We also used to build ships from it. We used to take the roofs. But I bring them in the back here and say, well, you shut your mouth and say, we got big things in hell too. I say, we got cotton trees in hell, you all got cotton plants in Texas. I asked him the other day, I say, where you from? He said, what do hell looks like? It's a hard limestone, much harder than an iron shore rock. And we got its name from one of our first commissioners from England, Commissioner Cardinal. He went behind here and most of the preachers ends up in hell. One minute to heaven, he looked around, he didn't see a preacher. Everywhere he looked was a taxi driver. A lot of them from New York. So he said to St. Peter, what is all about the place loaded taxi driver, no preachers? St. Peter said, look now. You all know any hell jokes?
I can't. Really right Well, what's your favorite place?
On a reed, you put your corn down there, burn it with a mortar pestle, put it in a pan, throw it in the air, and the breeze will blow away the trash, and the corn fall back in the pan. If it wasn't a breeze there, they get these big wide rim hats and fan the trash away. This here is a caboose. This is the house you used to cook at one time. You used to have a house to use to stay in, a kitchen, and off from the kitchen you used to have a place built you call a cook room. And this would set in the cook room so it wouldn't smoke up the house or the kitchen. And you would get this real hard wood, put it on it and set it afire. You could have more than one pot going one time, and if you want to turn on the heat from under a pot, you didn't have no knobs to turn. You generate the coals from behind the pot. This here is a mahogany tree. At one time, most of our furniture were made from mahogany. It's a very hard wood. See what it looks like here? Here. We also use the build ship from it to protect the ropes, the timbers of the ship. I used to export mahogany, I used to export cotton. This is a cotton tree. This is what a lot of people think hair looks like. It's a hard limestone, much harder than shoe rock. It must have been under the ocean millions of years ago and came up. And we got its name from one of our first commissioners from England, Commissioner Cardinal. He went behind here and shot at a bird and missed it and said, oh hell, and after I start calling it hell. For it to be white like that, but after a long time it turned dark again. See that big piece that broke off and just but black again. It is similar to what you see along the shoreline, but much, much harder. If you was to dig the shoreline, you will get what you call marl. That's what you get from the shoreline. But see what this is? Much, much harder. More like a flint rock. This is our national flower. It's on television now, you know.
Is that?
This is our national flower, periwinkle. I'll show you These touch leaves up. You take those leaves and twist it together somehow like this. Keep adding and twisting and adding and twisting till you get enough of this you will call this strand. Use the lathe and try to 5 fathoms length, try to 5 fathoms to 150 feet. So you'll run the 3Ds out to 150 feet long. This here is called a cup. That will start from this end. Somebody be turning this, you will call this the driver. Somebody be turning that, you will call that the hard. Now if you just turn that and don't turn this whole thing will roll back up.